Well, we're all going to talk about it, aren't we? It's another one of those days. Coming just a couple hours, 3 hours or so off the back of the last game there. Another draw. Another blown lead. Another gifted draw. However you want to look at it. I'm a little more calm, I suppose, than where I was before. I'm still not feeling great. I have a feeling the community, we're all in the same boat right now. We're asking a lot of questions. So at the end of the first half of the season, here we are sitting in sixth, tied with Fiorentina, who has a game in hand. Atalanta, Napoli, Inter, Lazio, Fiorentina, Juventus, Bologna, Milan, Udinese, Roma. Talk about Milan in a second. Going down the list: Torino, Empoli, Genoa, Parma, Lecce, Como, Verona, Cagliari, Venezia, Monza. If we care about that second half, we care about this top four, which we would have only been a point out. We're now a full game out. We don't do ourselves any favors. No favors whatsoever. Guys, before you get pissed off with what we have to talk about tonight, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit all the socials, get in the Discord, all that fun stuff. Hopefully Dave's family could screw off already. Like it's 11:30 over there in his time. Is family still hanging out? Like, come on, man. Overbearing. Leave already. Oh, man. I know they like to do things a bit later in Europe, but man, that's well past my bedtime, that's for sure. Man, there's a bit to talk about. I'm going to open up the lines right away because I am solo and it is a call-in show. So why waste any time? Get through a couple of these comments first. Cambiasso, hero to zero, real fast. Yeah, we're going to have to talk about Cambiasso. It's a lot to throw it on him. Like, yes, if he didn't slip, it wouldn't have opened up that play. I don't know. I have a couple of reservations. Davide Caru saying we haven't won 2 games in a row since the opening rounds. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the big stat lines of the afternoon as well. We can't string 2 games together. I don't know, guys. We went from winning 1-0 games and wanting to rip our eyeballs out to... I mean, if I was just a neutral watching this match, it was fun. I enjoyed it from that sense, but I know better. We all know better. Sorry, I'll open the lines. Here we go. Here's the link coming at you. Vlahovic haters on suicide watch. Yeah, Vlahovic, I mean, he had his moments today. He did okay. He didn't have a horrible game. The team overall didn't have a horrible game. It's a couple lapses of concentration, and the theme continues. I feel like a broken record. I'll let you guys come on. The lines are now open. There's the link. Just pop that in. You can turn off your camera. You don't need camera, just some audio. It's just, how do we want to digest this? It's really quite a lot. Before we jump into it, Milan tied match, or the match was in Milan today. Tied to Roma. A very much struggling Roma. Fonseca. Oh, man. This is actually a little bit amusing. Fonseca is on the verge of being fired. Apparently first in line to take over that position, Sergio Conceição. Francisco Conceição's father. left Portugal for conflicts of interest. I believe they're not back on the same team in this situation, at least. It's just funny how the Conceiçãos might all be coming together in Serie A again. But that's a bit of an aside. We're not here to Oh man, as a Milan fan, it's worse. It's clearly worse at this moment. I want to talk about Heroes to Zero's steady decline since that Scudetto. And now just dropping off. That's rough. As a Milanista, man, that'd be rough. Jeff's here.
What's up, dude?
How you feeling?
Not too happy. What else? Yeah, we can't defend. If we can't like score more than 2 goals, if we don't have 3 goals under our belt, like we can't win. Bottom line.
So interesting. Motta said after the match presser that they were pushing for the third. It didn't happen, and then essentially shit like this happens, and that's exactly it. No, shit like that happens.
We can't close games. Like that's it. Like when we're 1 up, when it's like we're always 1 up, it's the most dangerous time of the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we get tied, or whenever we're 2 goals down, and that's when we decide to play. It's either that or the other. It's like when we're up 1 goal up, we're complacent, and then when we're 2 goals down, we have to play. To me, it's just a group of young, immature players, and there's no leadership. There's nobody there to wake them the fuck up. That's
part of it. Yeah, that's definitely part of it.
Like, I feel bad for Kefren Turam because he had a brilliant game. I thought he was the best of the game, but they have to give it to that fucking asshole Sotil.
They give it to Sotil?
Yeah.
Oh man, I was so upset. I like stormed.
Yeah. Give it to Sotil, yeah. Like that was just stupid. Regardless, honestly, if that was the case, I would have rather given it to Moise Kean. If that was the case, like if you were gonna give it to a Fiorentina player, give it to him because
he did more.
The assist.
Well, he just did more overall in that game. Defensive, offensively, he was just
no, he was great. Yeah,
Kean actually had a decent match.
Yeah, I saw. What did I think? Like again, the midfield did his job. Like I thought they were moving the ball fairly fine.
Both goals came from the midfield. For fuck's sake! I mean, obviously,
the issue isn't the midfield to me more than it is the defense and Dusan. Like
losing their mark. Even and here's the thing: Cambiasso, yes, fucks up. We understand. But just like the first goal, where's the coverage?
Nah, that was Coop Miners was flat-footed. Like that was completely like the guy was like so flat-footed on the field. Like that's just one of the things I will criticize him on. Sometimes he gets flat-footed.
He does.
Yes. Yeah, that bites us in the ass. Like yeah, though that sucks that happened and he slipped. At the same time, you have to be ready and on your toes, ready to react, and that's the problem. We didn't react properly.
Okay, so the goals, and this was a theme.
Yeah, right? And Kalulu got exposed. Like I think you guys were talking about it. Beppe was talking about it. How they're bad at. He's technically really bad in aerial duels. Like
he's tall though. Why? Why is this man bad at aerials? But I want to point out just the 2 goals. Keane's at 38 minutes, so 7 minutes before the whistle. And Sotil 87 minutes. So just 3 minutes plus added time, whatever. So just, that 5-6 minutes before the whistle. And it's not just this game. It's every game.
Yeah, no.
That's when we concede. We want to, and I'll bring it up here. Where is it? The facts. Look at the domination throughout most of the game.
Yeah, I get it. I know. It doesn't matter.
Fall asleep goal. Fall asleep goal.
Possession is bullshit. If you're not able to capitulate or like to take over those chances created, like if you can't put a lot of those chances you create in the back of the net, like 3 goals to 4 goals, unfortunately, we have to score that much.
Again, we're both just saying the exact same shit we say every single week. There's no leadership. You got Coop in the wrong position. You're making changes way too late. Your tactics aren't evolving. Your goals, your shots on net aren't counting. Whereas Fiorentina, they converted both of them. Like we play these shit teams, they get the chance, they put it in.
Yeah. No, easy. Yeah, like our defense is just crap. Like
now again, De Gea had a great game.
No, he did well. Again, I wasn't gonna like criticize as much of Vlahovic, but I'm criticizing him as far as for the full season because we need somebody to put goals in the back of the net consistently, and we need that one guy that scores every game, or at least like every 3 games. Like we
Listen,
need that. It
Vlahovic,
is what it is. Like you
Vlahovic
need that.
today, he shot that ball so goddamn hard they had to stop the play to assess De Gea's hand.
I thought that was a fine play. Yeah, hey, dude, he did. I thought for once
that should have went in.
They should have, but you know what? Again, I was saying that on the Festivus with Vlahovic was like I was criticizing him for not making it on target. At least he did it on target this time, and he controlled it fine. Like I thought the plane was fine. It is what it is. It didn't go in. I don't have much faith in him, to tell you the truth, because he needs to better his attitude. Like if he can't have a good attitude on the pitch, he's never going to score consistently because you need focus. You have
the
to
pouty face he had. Pouty face when he came off, man. Yeah, it was
no. The guy's a brat. Like that's like you can't think about it any other way. Like he's entitled. He's got an entitlement complex, like a god complex, and you're not at that level. Just because Arriva Bene screwed up on the contract does not make anything. Yeah, no, you're not all that.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's hard to kind of take it back once you build them all up, right? You need to have a real asshole to tear the guy down.
Conte. I know I always say it all the time. Conte. Like people think it's like, well, you know, he wouldn't last. I didn't want him to last. You know, it's like if he would have came, okay, you know, Allegri in the 2023-2024, the final season, if that would have been Conte, I would have been okay with it too, because I feel like that's what they needed. They needed an asshole like him to just yell at their faces and jolt them a little bit of a winning mentality.
Now, that does beg the question. We have a full half season under Motta.
Mm-hmm.
And it's starting to get loud, the calls.
Oh, yeah.
To sack him.
Obviously, yeah, for sure.
I don't want to have this conversation, but I feel like we have to at least start exploring that idea. You'd have to give him a full season. Don't sack him mid-season. That would be insane.
Here's what I think. If we're going to keep him, we're gonna have to suffer with him, and that means we're not gonna make it to the top 4. But
we have to.
But too bad. We need a center back. We're gonna need a center back in this January. And like it or not, like who are you going to replace afterwards? That's the question. Are we going to have this banter era where we're constantly replacing coaches? Oh yeah, okay. I don't like Malta. I'm going to put Palladino in. And is he going to make any difference? And the reality is, I think this is not going to be a popular opinion for a lot of people, but you just stick with them and let him fold his philosophy. If it's going to take a while, kind of like what happened with Arteta at Arsenal, where you needed time. Like that's just it, bro. Like
I understand that, and I went off on it, and it's pissing me off because it's another theme. Just talking about all these themes. Why do you make a substitution in the 88th minute? What are you accomplishing at that point?
Nothing. I thought that was that's one of the inexperiences. I said that in the Discord group. That's why I meant by like he was inexperienced, because sometimes you got to make those big game decisions as a coach when you're seeing we need to score.
Well, you saw Palladino when he went down one, when it was 2-1.
He had to
do it. He had to. And I was like, they're going to put fresh legs on and they're going to start chipping away on us unless we put fresh legs on. That's exactly what they did. They chipped away.
I'm more of a chaotic guy, so I probably would have went on a full-scale attack to try to score 2 more goals. I probably, and the only reason why I would do that, normally I like a defensive-minded game, but I don't have the pieces, meaning I don't have the cards, I don't have the right players to play proper defense. Now, if I had Bremer, this would have been a different story. The problem is that Kalulu is not a proper center back. He's doing fine for what he's doing, but he's not the proper center back. Meaning, in that case, my defense isn't going to rely on me on a 1-score game. What do I have to do? I got to make some substitutions. I got to put in some new players and maybe play with a 4-3-3. Have Dougie as a regista and have Coop Miners as a mezzala with Kefren or with Loka, whatever, vice versa. Have then would have like replaced Vlahovic and put Nico play the false 9 and then just utilize the wings from there.
But let's look at the lineup who we have, right? Because we can talk hypothetical, and what you're saying makes sense. But who's our actual bench in this situation, right? We don't have anybody on the defense. It's unfortunate that we do not have a full out like stopper in the back. That was Bremer. It was our fault for only having one of those guys, because even Cabal, not that. Kalulu, not that great, but not a last line of defense kind of dude like a Bremer was.
No.
Okay, so what do you have? You have a lot of attacking options. You have a lot of midfield options, offensive midfield options at that. So what do? Don't sit back and turtle and park the bus, because that's where your game is weak, because you don't have those players, but you do have attackers, so fucking put them on.
Yeah, just do it.
Go and attack.
Go no risk it, no biscuit.
That's and not at 88 minutes.
No, I agree. Well, they did that because we tied. That was the issue. The issue is we tied, then we needed that. They
tied because we didn't make the tactical changes and get some fresh blood in that lineup, and we fell the fuck asleep and got scored on.
That's not good enough.
And this is where I'm getting mad with Mata, because yes, we have to give him the time, but at what point do we slap him upside the head and be like, dude, make a decision? Even if it's the wrong decision. I mean, for most of this season, you didn't even have options. You had your 5 substitutions. And then he would only make 4 of them. Make a goddamn decision. A wrong decision in a time of stress is better than no goddamn decision whatsoever.
Yeah, it helps you build assertiveness in a way, because like you're like, okay, I'm gonna make this decision. If I fuck up, I can learn from it and I can scratch it off. But if I'm uncertain, then I'm not gonna know. I'm not gonna learn from that mistake, or otherwise success. Again, it's hard. I get it. Like this is his first time being a coach in a big club, so obviously I wasn't putting high expectations. I said it prior to the season. I was like, I didn't think much of it.
But where in our management are we sitting down with the man being like, these are the trends that you're doing week in and week out? You have to make these adjustments. Are you telling me there's nobody there in management or boardroom, like lower management on the pitch, anywhere that's like, dude, your substitution situation here, like what's...
You got to go.
Can we talk about this?
I get why he didn't want to switch the midfield. I thought they were doing fine. I guess that was one of their strong suits. And I know that we didn't also have I would say I know that we also didn't have a lot of options on defense, right?
No, you had Cambiasso, which he did at the 62nd minute. That was fine. That makes sense.
That was good. Yeah, that was good. Gildas.
And you had McKennie on a yellow.
Okay, cool.
That's textbook stuff. McKennie on a yellow. You have one healthy fullback who's normally your starter on the bench. You swap out one of your fullbacks, in this case, the guy with the yellow.
Right.
Fine. Cool. Textbook shit. Right. And that's okay. But the other 4 substitutions, I mean, what are we doing?
That was just desperation. It kind of looked like a desperate move. It just seemed like a desperate move. Like, I felt like Duchamp should have left in the 75th minute, put in for Nico so he can warm up. He had some good chances. Like I said, I'm liking Nico a lot, to be honest. Like, I think he's been very, very well. I think he's effective. Like, every time he comes in, he creates some chances.
Absolutely. Like, so you wait till the 82nd minutes if you're Thiago Motta.
Personally, for me, I don't know. Again, I'm a little bit chaotic, and I might not know what the fuck I'm talking about. So please understand that. Again, I would have used Nico as a false 9, utilized Yildiz and Conceição, had what's it called, Dougie as a regista, and then like Kefren and Coop like playing the mezzala. And then probably get rid of Kalulu and have Locatelli play as a center back. so they could do more ball playing style possession and then create more chances. I just think Dougie needs to play. He needs to get more involved because if he's playing like this every 5 minutes of the game, it's just completely useless to me.
Well, he's on very restricted minutes, for whatever relapse he may have there.
I have plantar fasciitis. If I could fucking do it in 30 minutes, come on, he can do it too. I don't give a damn.
I know. It's more questions. It's what the medic said, the medical department said. So I'm just reiterating that.
It's just like, suck it up, dude. You're making millions. You're fine. You'll be fine. Like, it's not the end of the world. Like,
that's the problem. It's the softness of these guys sometimes.
Sometimes they are. Like I said, I will play a little bit of devil's advocate, and I know that like today's players are playing a lot more games than what it was 20 years ago. But at the same time, it's like, come on, bro. Like you can't necessarily just take them out for soft stuff because I'm too scared to risk them for the next game. Like this is insane. Like, you gotta suck up a little.
If you smoke them, if you got them, kind of idea, right?
Yeah, you have.
Don't dick around. You got them, use them.
Use them. And that's the thing. I can't. And again, I would say maybe eat the right proper diet. Again, drink plenty of water, stretch. Those are the things that
we're assuming these are all issues.
Assuming these are it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty much what I thought about the whole substitution issue. I respect that. Respect.
Yeah, so a little respect out to Moisey here. So refused to celebrate against Juve after the goal there. So yeah.
Yeah, no,
I've always liked the guy, man.
No, he seems fine. I felt with Moise was what screwed him up, I think, was the Verona game of last season where that referee was atrocious. He screwed that man's confidence so bad. He scored 2 good goals. They disallowed it over
that was a rough game.
Stupid that foul. Like I felt like it was just deliberate. They were just dicks.
Could we mention, since I'm clearly a bit of an Allegri stan here, and I was okay with the direction under him, but how many games were just straight up robbed from that team last year? Just straight up robbed.
Well, there were plenty,
and that was one of them, right?
Yeah.
And this season really could have been so much different. It really could. But anyways, that's just an aside.
I felt like I think Allegri knew it was going to be his last season. I have a little tinfoil theory,
especially towards the end. Yeah.
I think he kind of knew with the new management coming in, he didn't get the players he wanted. And then it was January. He didn't get nobody. And I was like, I remember that we were all talking about it. I'm like, we just needed a ball playing midfield. And I think this squad could be solid. We didn't have that. I think Allegri recognized that he didn't get anyone. And he just kind of was like, fuck it. And just focused on Coppa Italia. Like he was just like rubbing in salt.
And then once he got the Coppa, he was like,
fuck off.
Yeah. Oh, what a season that was. Speaking of January, we're only 2 days away.
Yeah.
So we got to start talking some transfers. I think we can actually start talking about transfers that aren't like ridiculous. We're going to get, I don't know who's a name that keeps on coming up.
Honchko. Constantly.
No, I'm talking about like throughout the years. Yeah, we're going to talk about him.
Throughout the years?
Yeah, like SMS. It's not like an SMS situation where we're going to get them for 8 years. No. These are real deal things. So yeah, Honko, how do you pronounce it?
Honchko? I don't know. I think I've heard Honko. I don't know exactly his full pronunciation. Yeah, I don't know how he pronounces his name. So it's like, I don't know much about him. I don't watch the Dutch league. I heard he's solid. I think he's had a pretty solid season, and I heard he wanted to leave. Feyenoord, if I'm correct, right?
Yes.
Correct me if I'm Feyenoord. He wanted to leave there. And was it prior to the season starting to Atletico Madrid, if I do remember. And then that fell down. So now he will leave anywhere, whether it's like Juve.
So he's 27.
Right.
So he's in his prime. He's not a nobody sort of situation. He goes underneath the radar because he plays for Feyenoord in the Eredivisie. So no, it's true. It's not the most popular league. A lot of people don't pay much attention, but 17 appearances, 2 goals, 2 assists. You know, he's always starting. He played 100% of the minutes, right? 10% of the goal participation.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Dutch league, but you know, it's a decent left footer, and you know, we're always looking for a left footer.
My thing is, can he control the ball and can he head? Is he good in aerial threats? Those will be the two critical things for me, because the left-footed thing is very, very sought after and very valuable.
Okay,
those are the things to look up to. Aerial threats and yeah. Okay, and how well is he with the ball?
Yeah, we'll do this live then. I'll bring it up. The FBref.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Stats by competition. Let's do domestic league, sure. And you wanted which one?
Aerial threats, like how much he wins the ball in the air.
Defensive actions. Tackles, challenges, blocks, shot, clearances, errors. Is there no headers?
Oh man, no. Is that on Transfer Mark?
FBref, miscellaneous stuff.
Sweet, yeah. Is this the part where like majority of footy fans don't ever look at? Like they don't look at stats. It's just basically emotions and eye tests.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so what this, and I mean, this is always on the table anyway, so we're not here just scrolling through spreadsheets. Like we did with Chico, Nico, and Coop, we will do a dedicated video. We'll actually get the numbers we want to look at.
Which is fine. No, yeah, those are the things I'm going to look into a center back, how well he's covered. Honestly, it would be nice to have a center back who's vocal. We need somebody in the back four or Di Gregorio to be very, very vocal, to be able to, you know, properly cover the right players. That would be also another thing. Maybe a Silva or maybe this guy could do it. I don't know, but we need somebody that's a leader. Okay.
Oh, Dash is gonna make his way in here. How's it going? We can't hear you, Dash, if you're talking. You're just a ghost.
I know. We needed your wisdom.
Who?
You?
You, dude.
What wisdom?
Just what do you have to say as far as the transfer market and what type of defender we need?
You need one that can. As I say, you need one that can cover lofty balls. Apparently, because Kalu can't even do that.
I mean, was it you guys that talked about it specifically that like Kalulu was bad with the aerial threats?
Yeah, because he's short.
He's not that short though.
He's pretty short.
Okay, I'm looking him up. I don't think he's ridiculously short. Let's see.
Yeah, I tried hopping on earlier, but
okay,
like
182 centimeters. So like he's 6 foot. He's not big, but he's not tiny. But yeah.
No, he's not like 5'7", but he's not like ideal for the position.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Why are the Vlahovic haters on suicide watch? Did I miss something today?
He had an amazing shot on target that De Gea did save, and he had to be looked at. Like his hand was looked at after the save because it hurt him so much.
I mean, it was a nice set piece. I mean, I don't okay. Cool.
I don't know because I don't know about that comment I asked, but
the thing is like he needs to do that. He needs to do that 5 times within a game and then score like 2 of them. That is what I want.
He didn't get the service today to do that though either.
Okay,
like Moiskin.
I think because here's the thing though. Okay, this is another question I have in mind. Is that he didn't get the service, or he doesn't know how to make the off-ball movement? Because
he made a couple, and that's the thing. Like he did decent enough today to try to create some space. He came back, he held up the ball.
He didn't do bad in the first half, yeah.
It's all of the above.
But like that's the thing, because like I didn't think the midfield did bad. Like I didn't
No,
think
the midfield was great today.
yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. It's like they did fine. And like that's why I think it's like the guy doesn't know how to make proper runs. Like just communicate with your players. Just know, like talk to your midfielders. Like, just like have a talk. Like you have to understand how your midfielders play in order for you to
It's
know
a
the runs you make.
it's a little yes and no. Because like for example, in games like this, if your midfields are breaking through, that means your strikers are occupying someone deep, which allows your midfielders to get opportunities to score. So like that's
or on the first one, it was Gatti as well that went into the box and took defenders away.
yeah. So I mean, like for example, that's always good to see. I think right now, this like in all honesty, this team just sucks. Like I can't. There's no ifs, ands, or rounds this, but like you go up 1-0 and then you let Fiorentina equalize. Then you go up 2-1 and then you let Fiorentina equalize again. And it's just like I look at it and I'm just like,
we're mentally weak. It's not that the skill, the individual skill is not there.
No, on paper you're top 3.
Mm-hmm.
On paper, you're arguably top 2.
Yeah, I mean, who's the other one? It's Inter Juve on paper. Milan.
This team needs an intervention. This team needs an intervention where it's like, listen, we either have to defend well or we need to score more than 3 goals to win matches. I know it sucks.
Okay, so here's the question: is after we decide to keep Mata on for another year next season, next January, a year from now, after Conte has won the Scudetto with Napoli again and is now shit in the bed because he doesn't care anymore, do we get Conte next January? I think that's the trajectory. Is we need a motherfucker to come in and beat some asses.
Okay.
I said no. There's 2 ways. There's 2 ways you can go about this, right? There's 2 paths. Either A, it's like the toxic cycle, right? Like for example, I date toxic women, right? So I go through the ringer and oh man, I get out of this and it's just like, fuck man, I tried something different and this chick is toxic and blah 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 blah. And that's Antonio Conte. He is like that toxic chick that you always date. Or it's like, for example, in this case, where option B, which is one that I kind of want to see for myself, is Palladino, where you're kind of like, she's got some of the stuff that my ex has, but there's some other things that are a little bit more refined and more better. And let me go that way. So you're going to see whether or not Juve repeat the toxic cycle if they go back for an ex and bring her back, and then 2 years from now, what the fuck did I do this for? Or maybe they build off of what they have, gain some experience, and then try something new. And Palladino, I think the more and more I think about it, and I'm trying to understand it. Like I said, I never expected Mota to be a long-term coach. I never had the vision for him to do that. I always thought that he was a transition coach or a bridge manager in a sense, where he'll take what was a dumpster fire, try to put some stuff together, see where it goes, and then he'll eventually depart in 2 or 3 years. Like I hate saying this, but he's literally like Pioli in my opinion.
That's the thing, though. That's what I was thinking more for Conte, like a bridge coach. I wasn't thinking that as much for Malta.
Yeah,
like I thought of Conte as the bridge coach, where it's just like see a very young.
Let me give you the reason why I say a bridge coach and why Conte isn't, because Conte can actually take you to the dance. A bridge coach, you don't know if they're just kind of there to set things up, right? It's like, for example, in the NFL, bridge quarterback, right? Where they're good, but they're not bad. They're not bad, but they're not great. They're just kind of there, and you kind of like, fuck it. Let's see if it works. If it works, awesome. If it doesn't, no harm, no foul, because we got it dirt cheap. It's a bridge quarterback. There's rare cases where like the bridge quarterback becomes amazing. I'm living the example of Jared Goff. But you look at it, the difference with Conte and him is like, okay, Conte has gone to the dance. He might actually do it again this year. So he's done the dance plenty of times in different leagues. So he has that capability. Whereas, like, for example, with Motta, you're kind of like, he's a cheap option. We don't really know who we wanted because there wasn't really anyone. Because if anyone is going to tell you that Motta was the first option in the summer, is absolute tomfoolery, because he wasn't. So he was just
Well,
kind of like, it's like a
who would have
Pirlo,
been the
but
first
a little
option?
bit more experienced.
But who would have been the first option that was the case if we were going to get rid of Allegri?
I don't know.
Because let's be honest, in Bologna, his last season with Bologna was pretty somewhat impressive
Yeah, I think they
for
were pretty
what he
worried
did,
over
for what he had. Well, the only reason why I say Conte usually is a bridge quarterback in a weird way is because for him, when he usually wins the league titles, the teams are kind of a dumpster fire. With Juventus, the first thing at Juventus, Juve was a dumpster fire.
Mhm.
Pulled up a bunch of players, some of the most successful free transfers like Pirlo, won the league undefeated. Then, went to Chelsea, and Chelsea was a dumpster fire, and he won the league on the first year. And then he did it with Inter, the same issue. It was a dumpster fire, won, and then leaves. Like, the thing with Conte is that, like, he sees a team that's in complete disarray. He kind of gives them a jolt. And then once things go well, like once you're starting to compete more than one competition other than the league, and then they expect you to win that, he gets overwhelmed and then dips.
Of course.
And then the guy that takes over him wins trophies after with the same exact team.
Yes. Inzaghi and Allegri prior to that.
I didn't actually mean to go down this whole I said it all in jest, really.
And Maurizio Sarri too, because when he left Chelsea, Sarri won the Europa League the season after.
Yeah, in a weird way, yeah. If I count it, I don't know. For Chelsea's stature, for a club like Chelsea, I expect higher. So I don't take the Europa League to
Still won something.
Yeah, winning the Europa League is still
good. It's okay. Whereas
we didn't.
Yeah, what's your problem?
That's why a part of me, if it was the 2023-2024 season when it was Allegri's last year, I wouldn't have mind for Conte to come in as a coach. Now, I'm not saying it was going to happen due to wages, due to a lot of issues. I just thought that specific situation would have been a lot more fitting for him. Not competing in the Champions League is what I mean, but.
Well, speaking of Conte and Napoli, the rumors came and went and came again. Danilo, possibly, now open, has been officially told that he's on the market and Napoli is in the lead because, apparently, of Antonio Conte. The relationship with the player. I guess Danilo's already spoke, and it might be a thing.
It's a net positive. It's a net positive for Napoli if they get a deep lying center back for their back three that knows how to do a zonal coverage. It's a huge positive.
And they
net positive.
Mm-hmm.
So the only question for that would be is what we would get in exchange. If it's a free, I would honestly if that's a sack. If he goes to them for free, that is a sackable offense for Gentile.
I would say, if anything, it would unlock a deal with Raspadori, which we need backup in that department.
Do we need him?
We need a striker. We need somebody in attack.
He's not a striker though. That's the only issue.
He's like a second striker, center forward-ish.
You right now you need a bulky offensive pivot that is just not there right now. And for us to the only logical, and this is me trying to think of it from a logical sense, is if we were somehow able to get Osimhen or something like that from Napoli, or you're able to put that in, then maybe you could entertain the idea. But again, Raspadori, you're essentially getting a poor man's Yildiz in a sense.
Yeah.
And that's me being lightly with it.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't fix the issue because, for example, you essentially have a Raspadori and Nico Gonzalez, and it makes no sense for you to get again a similar type of player.
But it's not necessarily about what makes the most sense. It's about what you can actually make a deal for in January, and this is the problem with these January transfers: is you're not getting the ideal. But if you're in an emergency situation and you can get another offensive player for around $15 million. I mean, what are your other options?
Rugani. He called Rugani back from loan immediately because every minute he's playing by X.
Talking
Yeah,
about
but-
striker though for your strike.
No, I no, but the problem is right now is you have an issue with your defense. That to me is a bigger issue because, like, for example,
Yeah. But
if
that
you
you have
short
Hanko
up,
and Silva on that list.
but are they done though? Like,
They're
are
not.
they
Well, they're
complete
not.
moves?
It's not January. We don't know.
I
Like,
Well, it's January in like 3 days, but
But we're talking about the most realistic of rumors that have resurfaced or stayed surfaced and actually have some weight behind it. I'm not saying that this is what's happening. I'm just saying this is the most up to date, relevant situation right now.
We're going to need another Vice Vlahovic, like a striker that's going to be kind of like a super sub. We need a we don't. We need a center back. It's probably more important than drinking water at that point. Like,
I think that's locked down. I think Antonio Silva from Benfica is not the preferred profile. Hanko would be, but Feyenoord is so resistant to letting him go in January that what seems most likely is he's a deal that happens in the summer and we plug the hole with Silva. The only thing that might entice Feyenoord is the fact that they're interested in Bangula, and that could unlock a deal as well. But now you're sacrificing another offensive guy. So maybe that's why you would need a Raspadori, or these all the dominoes that have to come together and topple, right? Like it almost seems like it's all interconnected at this point.
I wouldn't mind having that part. Yeah, like if Hanchko is like if this guy's like good enough to like galvanize our defense, then not get scored 2 goals a game, I'd be okay with that. I also think we need another Vice Vlahovic, but we need a player. I think we need one veteran. I think one veteran is needed who has the leadership quality to galvanize this young squad, kind of like what Ibra did with Milan. I'm not saying we need him for a long term, but we need somebody that can give this team a winning mentality. I would look into some like Real Madrid players, like just enough, to come in as a sub and just kind of be that leader.
Fulkrug. Yeah, speaking of German guys that are just showing up,
I would take him. I don't give a shit. I would take
back to the dead.
As a super sub, I would take him. I don't fucking care.
I am back, everybody.
You good?
Missed y'all, man. I missed y'all. How have you guys been?
Well, you know.
I was in a ship drinking a lot. That was
I saw that, man. Glad you survived.
Oh yeah. I probably won't be drinking another 6 months. That's usually what I do. Like I go all out and then I just stop.
A complete detox and then
back to it again.
Yeah, that's usually.
That's like it's honestly that's just like dating toxic women. I use that as a Conte analogy. He's like 6 months, I'm not dating anymore. Sees a nice 5'1" Latina, and he's like, "Daddy, I'm home."
A friend of mine called me chaotic and loved to play with Pandora's box. That was his description of me.
Jeff likes to play with box.
Yeah, Pandora's box. Just open it out of curiosity. Just to see how shit gets fucked up, yeah.
This is a funny comment. Monta reminds me of Montella. He'd punch above his weight, then go to shit when he gets brought into a good club. That's so funny. Good old Montella. I remember that too. He had an amazing season with Fiorentina, goes to Milan and just absolutely shits the bed.
Yeah, he's decent at Turkey, no? No defense, but okay, I guess.
Yeah.
So speaking again of defense, because we did mention Silva, we mentioned Hanko. Tomori. How do you feel about that? That's a name that's come up the past couple days.
No, why not?
I don't care.
He just want anybody.
No,
Imagine we just get two. We just have 2 Milans.
No, honestly, I think Tomori is actually good. Like he's similar to Kalulu. Like people talk bad about him, but
can he
was
head?
Like
he will. Can he win the headers? That's yeah.
No, but I know what the monetary situation is and how much he demands and everything. But yeah, like 1 or 2 years ago, he was one of the best center backs in the English national team. And yeah,
all I want is a defender to just let one.
I agree.
That's it.
Did you
I
know
haven't-
Tamori was born in Canada?
I
Bastard
didn't
took
know
an
that.
English citizenship. He went back to the colonizers. Bastard.
Yeah, man, come on. North American soccer is trash, anyways. I don't even care.
Yeah, but our country.
They-
Listen, the provinces are typically way cooler than the island motherland. Just saying, like the Aussies, the Kiwis, Canadians, man, we're all super chill. Those you go to England, they're all uptight and shit. We're the cool ones.
The assholes. The Americans are the assholes, the shit starters.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
they go
man,
to
well-
Calgary, Alberta.
Well, what did I miss, man? I haven't watched the last 3 games. I'm just here. I saw bad results.
I predicted the 3 games. You know, what was it? Calgary, and the previous game was what was the previous game we played? Monza, and then this game I said win-win draw, and I was right. I called it.
I'm just happy. Do you remember when Dave and I said after the Manchester City game, I just wait until we draw the next couple of games?
We got to win in there, all right? We got to win.
Coppa Italia, right?
And
Last
Monza.
weekend, holy, how fucking sick were you, man?
Oh, dude, I was dead. I haven't watched anything.
And
Oh, man,
I
yeah.
died.
You got
We what?
Dave's back from the dead, everyone.
Jeez. Yeah, it's I had a name for Malta. It was called Thiago Malta now. That's my pun.
Thiago? Is he
Yeah.
Brazilian now?
Yeah, Thiago.
Wasn't he always?
No,
T-I-E.
he was, but
Thiago.
Jeff just gave him the Brazilian citizenship back instead of the Italian.
Yeah, no.
He took it away. He took away his Italian citizenship.
It's a
boy.
stupid pun. That's all it is. It's because he ties so fucking much, but that's it. Just drawing everything. He
Hey,
draws
do you know-
more than a Yu-Gi-Oh card game. That's what he does.
Oh, boy.
Hey, but Jeff, in a way, he is another Brazilian fielder that is bad for Juventus.
Yeah, well, yeah, too soon. I still say it. I think he's the type of guy you have to give him time, unfortunately.
No,
Big club,
100%.
and in a big club, time is not on your side. That's the reality. We want
100%.
everything we want it now. That's the problem
Yeah.
in a big club.
Yep. No, I agree 100% with you. I still think he needs the time, and yeah, he needs to adapt, man. He's still a very young coach. Like,
Yep.
he didn't coach a lot. He has to learn chemistry with more senior players and everything. Like, he has to get into all the mechanics of a big club, and I think he needs that time. But we also have to be patient and yeah, give him the time. Like, we said he will draw a lot of games, because honestly he did that at Bologna as well. So I don't know why everybody is surprised. He didn't win a lot of games and he didn't lose a lot of games. So that's
So all competitions,
where we
it's
are.
13 draws, 11 wins, and a loss. 25 matches. So it's a lot of ties. It's such a
Yep.
whole shitload. But the only the one loss, which was kind of, how do we lose to Stuttgart? That was a little.
Yeah, but I
Shocking.
don't even care about that. That's Champions League. Champions League is always like every game is a free game.
Yeah.
I care about Serie A. Like, that's the bread and butter. Like, that earns you the large majority of your money and how you position yourself in the ranking. And that's the most important part. Yeah, of course, it's nice, like, reaching the next round in the Champions League. That is money as well. That's TV exposure and everything. But for me, it's more important how we perform in Serie A, of course.
Yeah.
But I think that will figure itself out. Like, we are still like missing one of Europe's best center backs. And
We need a center back. No, we just need a center back. That's it.
we need two. We need two, in my opinion.
Danilo's effectively gone. You kind of need to.
Yeah. And even if he's not effectively gone, like, his legs are
He's-
gone.
You still kind of need to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
that's
is
what
why
I'm
it makes
saying.
sense to get rid of him, right?
So if you're gonna
Yeah.
get rid of him, we're gonna get rid of Fajoli, and then if we're trying to get Hanchko, we're gonna probably get rid of Mbangula if they want to get him too. So
And that's where it gets interesting. For Jolie, okay, that's all plus Valenza at this point. We're stacked well enough in the midfield. That's
Bangula
cool.
as well.
He
Bangula's
goes.
pure plus Valencia as well.
He is plus Valenza. That unlocks the Hanko deal, potentially allows us to get him in January instead of June.
The Antonio Silva deal.
Um,
Maybe.
Sil-
Got a bit quiet, but that one maybe.
Perhaps that, but what would unlock there? I'm just dropping dominoes. Is if you get rid of Bangula, that perhaps opens the deal with Napoli for Raspadori. Whether you agree with it or not, these are just the dominoes as they fall.
But by the way, I said in the summer, I would take Raspadori in a heartbeat, honestly.
And then yeah, finally Silva would be. They're looking at the Chico formula.
And
Basically.
honestly, do you think there's any possibility where the transfer window starts in 2 days? Do you think there's a chance that we somehow get rid of Milik? Like even if it's for peanuts?
You can't get rid of an injured player. It's not happening.
No, not even to like Turkey, Saudi Arabia, like anything like that.
Doubt it.
I mean, where the hell has that guy been?
That's
Yeah,
the thing.
that's
No, he's gonna pay for what? What are you getting?
No, honestly, even don't you think we are in a position where somebody comes and they say, "Hey, we want to have him," and they want him for free? Do you say yes or do you say no at this point and save the wages, for example?
Well, now you need another striker.
No, I know, but if you get Raspadori is what I'm saying.
Well, you're getting rid of Bangula, right? So you're getting rid of
yeah, but you technically have Yildiz on the left side or Nico Gonzalez.
I don't trust.
But all way, and if you invert them, like you have
Way is not healthy. That's the thing. I would prefer a bit of depth if possible.
We need a lot of. That's the thing.
In an ideal world, I wouldn't sell Bangula, but yeah, for the profit.
But it's not about wanting to sell him and making money so much as it is that Feyenoord is not dealing Heinkel for January. Yeah. And perhaps if they would be, you sweeten the pot, say Bangula, and you might not only get 10 mil or whatever it might be, but then you got Heinkel, which is the deal you want to make. You want to make that deal regardless, right? So that's why, and that's why I say it's kind of the dominoes falling, right? So you get Heinkel because you need him, you lose an attacker, you're getting rid of Danilo anyway, so you pick up Raspadori, and with that you get rid of Fagioli, and with that money get Silva. Would you guys be happy that Bangula, Fagioli out, Danilo out, and in you would have Heinkel, Silva, Raspadori?
Yes. I would sign that right now.
I don't know. I can't think of any other attacker right now that would be willing to come. I just at the moment, that's all. Like and I
that's said, the thing. There's no options, right? Like, what are you gonna do?
Honestly, I will take Raspadori right now because number one, he gives you he's a very good backup striker, and he can switch to both flanks, onto both wings.
He's versatile, just not like an out-and-out striker to be a Vice Vlahovic per se. He's not that ideal replacement.
Yeah, but better than nothing.
And that's, I think, what we're dealing with, right?
That's what's it like. Like we are trying to stuff holes.
Stuff in the holes.
Yeah, and honestly, like that's it. We're not in a position where we can spend whatever money we want.
Could we possibly loan out Zirkzee? Or I know this is a little bit of a. Is this kind of like this medication is like a chemotherapy treatment? Icardi.
Oh God. There is the name. That is one of the names.
Poison on poison. Cure poison.
Dude, didn't he tear his ACL 3 months ago? Like,
did he? Oh shit. Well, never mind.
Another one.
I think he's out like for 6 months.
I'm checking.
From now 6 months, overall 9 months or something like that.
Yeah. Expected return June 2nd. So out for the season. Brutal. But yeah, I mean, otherwise.
I think the question is who is cheap? Is a loan of Zirkzee cheaper, where you have to pay maybe a couple of millions loan fee and part of the salary, or is Raspadori the cheaper deal overall? Because you can
Raspadori's gonna be cheaper.
because you can insert Danilo into that deal.
Well, you're inserting that, maybe get a couple million, whatever it might be. What I feel, so Napoli values him at 20, transfer market puts him at 15. If you can get him for 15 and throw in Danilo,
Okay, all right. Wild thought here. Wild
10
thought.
and Danilo, something
But
like that.
did RB Leipzig wanted Fagioli for some time?
there's quite a few.
I don't know. I don't know. The problem is the Leipzig midfield is pretty much stacked.
Guys, this just
The
in.
Milan news.
Yeah. Shall I do it?
That.
I'm
I
trying
saw
to.
that before I turned it. Let's go.
Okay. I know that's really loud. I need to remix it into something quieter. But you're all awake now. So it was rumored when we started the stream, but coming in from Fabrizio Romano.
Yep.
Paulo Fonseca's fired. He done.
But did Fabrizio post who the replacement is?
I heard the rumor, which I find hilarious, which I laughed. It was one of the first things I did on the stream, actually, was laugh about the fact that Sergio Conceição might be coming back to Serie A.
And now, are you fearing for one of our players that you might lose him?
No, that conflict of interest. I can't see that.
Don't you? Okay.
No, I think that's safe. That's the reason. That's one of the reasons why he left, right?
Hey, that's the only thing I. Congratulations, Sergio Conceição, if the deal gets through, but please don't touch our Conceição.
No,
leave him where he is.
He's not going, and that's looking like it's a lock, anyways. Honestly, like all I ever hear about is like, yeah, they're spending the money, we're buying him.
And that is coming from multiple sources, and not like so sometimes you have one source saying something, the other one saying something different. So
why Portuguese coaches now for all of a sudden?
I don't know. The players
because in the last 2 to 3 seasons, the Portuguese league had, because Benfica was doing good. Porto was doing good the past couple of years, battling in the Champions League against some of the bigger clubs, and Sporting is winning for how many years in a row now? Sorry, no, they just dethroned Benfica. I think it was that.
Years, yeah, I think.
And the coaches are getting jobs in higher leagues and better positions where they can spend money and stuff like that. So
yeah, but sometimes Italy's a bit of a tricky place to be at, especially if you don't have good sporting directors. That's the problem. Like Milan and Roma they're just like the guys that just react so quickly. They just like throw people the moment things just go in a complete dumpster fire.
No, Milan steadied the ship there, because remember Pioli was only supposed to be a stopgap, and that they just like locked in for a few years. And I was surprised actually that they let him go, and now they're in this situation. I think that is one of those situations like, yeah, he may not have that same initial spark. He might be getting a little tired in his tactics, but still, is he still not the better option than what you got now?
I think it really was. I was surprised that they fired him, man.
That was stupid. I mean, here's the thing. It's like it's stupid if you don't have the proper replacement. Just like I was pissed off when Allegri got fired, like in 2018 or 2019, when they decided to let him go. I thought that was stupid because they're like, okay, so fine, you guys want to try a new approach, but who are you guys going to bring in? Is it going to be Pep? I mean, that would have been awesome for that moment in a way, but thank God it didn't happen, because it would have been a lot worse. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, there was no proper replacement. So if you don't have anything proper, don't try to fix something that's not broken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But let me ask you guys, because you may know better than me. Does it have to, or is it connected to the Americanization of the clubs? Like of the owners of the club getting more trigger happy at trying to set up the
Oh
club
yeah,
with
easy.
proper assets and like trying to force the success.
Yeah, they suck. They
Well,
suck.
the ultras will. That's what they will say, and I think it was last Milan game last weekend where they rebelled a little bit, as ultras do. It's certainly a different management approach. Is it worse? I think
Parasitic.
it can be. It depends. It's not necessarily worse. It depends on the individual specifically that is going to run it.
Parasitic. That's it. That's the way I see it.
But
Because
they do well
the-
with other teams, right? Like in this situation, it's not working out. He must have got a phone call.
because the Roma fans are protesting since Roma fired De Rossi, for example. They are
Mhm.
literally like every 1 or 2 weeks on the street demonstrating and trying to force the owners to
That's what Romans do.
sell the club. And they're literally like on the streets there boycotting tickets. Like if you think our ultras are bad to handle,
no,
or the Inter and Milan ultras, like the Roma ones, like they don't support the club where like.
But here's the thing, though. We're blaming Milan right now because they're the latest. They and they happen to have American owners. How many Italian teams throughout the decades, the century plus, have done the exact same thing? Italian managed teams that you're fired every few months. This is not an American thing.
Oh no, that's what I'm. That's just what I wanted to, because it's. Did we lose other coaches already?
Was it Monza? It was one of the Venezia, I think, lost one. Like relegation teams, yes.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like we aren't even. Oh, sorry, we aren't even in the new year. Roma had already 4 coaches, 3, sorry, and now Milan, although they're not in the. Yes, they're not in a perfect situation, but they're still up there, like to fight for the Champions League spots. And I don't know if it's good to be that trigger happy. And yeah, I don't know if it's just that mentality of changing coaches quickly, but yeah.
So obviously not updated. You can put Milan on here now.
Yeah.
But of the 5 teams, 2 of them are American. It's not just an American thing. It just isn't.
Okay.
I don't know. I just don't think like Americans can run it properly. I don't
Italians
think
can't run it properly either. I don't know. Like get a Russian in there. They'll make things run properly.
You got to cheat. The reality is you have to cheat. The one who cheats and has good lawyers runs it properly. That's financially, I mean, not just in the game, obviously. I mean, like just being brutally honest. You have to throw lots and lots of cash. To be able to throw coaches, you got to find a replacement and pay them. And you got to throw that money like it's nothing.
And buy players for the coaches as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's...
Or just don't.
Or just suck it up, and that's it. Yeah. Just completely suck it up.
But I remember last year, could I go by? Yeah, okay, 23-24. Let's look at last year.
Was Napoli was the first one, I believe. Who was it? Was it the
Rome, Empoli, Cagliari, Milan, Torino, Juve in the yeah. Motta moved, Palladino moved, of course, Calzona, Napoli again, Francesco at Frosinone, Baroni, Verona, Cannavaro at Udinese. Remember that? Tudor, Italiano moving on, Ballardini, Colantuono.
No, but that's the postseason. Go down there. There you have the coaches that
during the
were
season.
fired.
Okay.
Those are the ones fired during the season.
So Ciaffi, Lavrani, Montusciello, of course, Allegri. I went right over him. Sarri, D'Aversa, Bigica. I mean, I don't even know some of these guys. Dionisi, Massari, Filippo Inzaghi, Jose Mourinho.
Napoli lost, got subbed in twice though. Like they had was it? I forgot his name. Garcia. Yeah.
Rudy
So did
Garcia,
Udinese, right? Like so did Empoli. Italian managed
No,
team.
you're right.
Empoli's here 3 times.
Yeah, you're right. Napoli's on there twice.
This is not an American situation. Yes,
No,
you
you're
can
right,
look.
you're right.
We can take a fine tooth comb and look at
Yeah.
Milan and look at Roma and how they're managed and with the Americanization of that management. But it's so unfair to say that like, oh, it's because they're
All right. I was just asking.
I'm mean. I don't care. I'm mean to them all the time.
No, it's fine, but it's a football situation. Like football's particularly harsh on their managers. You don't see this quite the same
But
in American sports.
but it's crazy how since Roma fired Mourinho that they haven't like improved at all. They went backwards like every month.
The problem is, again, you need one proper leadership to be able to dictate what kind of players, the players and the way they're going to play. They need one good leader, and they don't have that in Roma nor Milan. And that's from the top office to the sporting aspects as well.
Yeah. But do you know what surprised me when Roma fired Mourinho? And I think we were all of a similar opinion. Like he was fitting the system so good. The players were understanding of him, like how he got the best of out of the douchebag Mancini, like the dark arts that he instilled. Like it fit, like the fit was so good, man.
Mm-hmm. It actually was.
And that's what surprised me when they fired him.
No, I'm not
the players liked him. Dybala was shining. Pellegrini, like the midfield was shining.
The thing is, when you have a Mourinho as a coach, you're thinking you're going to win the league. That's how the board of directors see it.
Yeah, but you have to improve your fucking team.
I agree. No, you're not wrong. But this is what I think about boneheaded board of directors when they don't look at things in the 360. They give a guy like a Mourinho, good coach, obviously. He's controversial, but it doesn't matter. And they go like, hey, you fix it now.
I think this is where the culture, the changes or the differences in cultures might actually be a situation here, right? Because Mourinho is very Southern European, very abrasive. And American management does not deal well with that shit. American management will be like, this is a huge name, marketing, blah, blah, blah. We'll get viewers. Let's get them. And that's where they lack that foresight to realize that you are going to work well with this dude because he's a stubborn ass European and you're an uptight American and you're going to fucking oil and water this shit.
Because but this is good for marketing. This is good for marketing. You create marketing by winning.
I'm winning. Just win.
Holy shit.
You may have to do that.
It's
not NASA shit.
It's not whatever extra shit you need to do by getting this player or that player. Just do what the fuck. Just win. And that's how you get it.
Is Churro at the pool?
Hey, be careful. Don't show your nipples on YouTube.
I won't demonetize y'all. I promise.
How you doing, man?
Chilling. I've been watching the games. And I just looked up today and it's 2-2 and I'm like, fuck, again.
again. No, I mean, that's just where we're at. That's where we're at right now.
It's okay. I'm just vibing here. So just wanted to say hi. Happy holidays to y'all.
Oh, well, thank you.
No,
you as well.
Greetings, man.
Man, it looks very nice where you are. Are you California?
No, I'm in Asia.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's dope.
I didn't want to reach and say somewhere exotic, but
yeah.
So it's the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Dude.
Oh,
enjoy it.
Beauty.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, have a good stream. And
Thank you, man. Hey, have fun
next
over
time if we win.
I appreciate it dropping in. Thank you very much.
All right, guys.
Yeah, enjoy the trip.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bianco Neri Julian. This might be a new name. I don't know. Welcome in. Milan have Sergio Conceição. If we don't invest in January, we'll finish 7th and 8th below Milan.
I don't think we will become that bad.
Yeah, I don't know. That might be a bit of a stretch. We obviously need to do work in January. That's without question. We need to focus on ourselves though and not worry so much about what Milan's going to do.
We will get there. I
don't give a fuck what Milan's going to do. Milan's going to burn itself. Like they're a dumpster fire. I'm worried about not hanging on by a thread and winning 2 to 3 games in a freaking row and closing the games when it fucking matters. That's it. Tell Duchamp to do his job, get his shooting boots, score those 2 goals, and then like we're gonna have a couple goals get into us, so 1 or 2, probably hopefully 1. We get a proper center back, then we can use Kalulu to play on the wing back, like on the left back position, and just move past this and just figure out how to score goals, because this is just getting old, man. Come on.
Flexing to this January market now. This came in a few minutes ago. Hot hours for Danilo at Napoli. The Brazilian is now a separated person at home at Juventus. Antonio Conte is waiting for him and hopes to have him in the next few days. Contacts are underway to free himself from Juve. In case of an agreement, Danilo will not go to Arabia for the Super Cup. And that's from Nico Shira. I think that's about it.
No, it's the typical situation of preserving him and not risking any injury now that we are so close before the transfer window opens. Yeah, so he doesn't sustain an injury or whatever, just to get the deal through.
Yeah. So let's start saying your goodbyes. I guess it's looking more and more like this.
I don't care as long as we get some money out of it. We getting some like capital out of this. I don't care if he stays or goes. I'm fine either or. Obviously, I don't think he can fit in the system, but I'm okay with him going. Just give us money or players. That's it. Like that's all we need.
Well, it will be telling days. A couple days off, obviously New Year's in the way.
Yeah.
But then it's go time. Honestly, like it's go time. I'm leaving to Toronto for 4 days tomorrow, so if something crazy happens, we'll have to pop in on the road.
Yep.
Hopefully there won't be a bunch of screaming 12-year-old nieces and nephews running around the house trying to avoid that. But if I have to pop out, go to a Tim Hortons and stream from the car or something. You know what I'm saying? Dash is alive. He is there.
Yeah,
Dash.
It's quite a long time.
I've been here. I've just been listening to you guys go. That's all.
Oh, he fell asleep.
Maybe he did.
He 100% fell asleep.
I'm on my phone.
Yeah, he's a full-time working man now.
I need a vacation.
Yeah, you do. Just
go. You sound dead, man. You sound absolutely dead.
Yeah, just multiple issues on multiple fronts.
I would suggest going to Torino. It's a beautiful city this time of year. But,
yeah, I know. That's really funny. Yeah, guess what? My PTO doesn't kick in for another week.
Yeah. I just like win the lottery or something. Not have to worry about using PTO ever. Just go
life doesn't work that way, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't go that way.
Or just create a Ponzi scheme and be a really horrible human being.
Yeah, no,
that's it. Yeah, you can sell your soul, but that's not. Yeah.
Julian's asking who our next captain's gonna be. I mean, that's pretty straightforward, right? Like it's who has
Locatelli, Gatti.
Locatelli or Gatti, yeah. And I think Locatelli.
Well, Di Gregorio was vice captain today, and Locatelli was captain. So I don't know where Gatti is in the pecking order currently.
I would personally do Locatelli captain and Cook Miners vice captain.
I ranted about the captain.
I don't mind that. I just think Luka deserves it because he has become a very, very good example.
Mm-hmm.
He's
been there for a few years now.
He is one of our most senior players.
He is Italian, if that matters.
He's Italian, and he improved honestly when we needed him to improve now, and he is very good at it. Honestly, he's one of our best players this season, and he deserves it honestly for the seniority, for how long is there, for how good he is playing. Why not? He deserves it, in my opinion.
I feel like if we are gonna have a new captain, I just want somebody with some charisma and machismo to yell at these little young shits. to play better. That's it.
Well, we'll just be yelling to ourselves in
Oh,
our
yeah,
basement, hating life until that actually happens. Because I mean, that's it
Yes,
seems to be what we're doing.
I usually get pissed for like 2 hours and then I forget about it and then I'm moving on to the next game and then I get mad about that one. So that's usually how it goes.
Yeah. So let's move on. We have a game on the 3rd, which is Friday. I will be back in town. It's my last. Somebody gets holidays. I get holidays. That's my last weekend.
Right.
I can be nice and rested up. I don't know about the rest of you, Dash. Hopefully James
Fuck me.
I've been at my job for 16 years, so I get to take time off when I fucking.
Dude, I still have to see how good or bad my schedule will be after New Year's.
Yeah, we'll work with it. See what we got.
No, because
Yeah,
right now, exactly when I got ill, we are preparing the deals for the coming season, sponsorships and everything. So
yeah, this is probably hands down probably the first time I can say in my career that I was just like, I wish I could just like take a vacation and go like maybe overseas and just unplug from everything.
It'll feel good when it happens. Just don't burn yourself out. And
I guess I'm just trying to strategize and find new stupid things to say for people on the internet that can reiterate and I can become a meme and then I'll become famous. And then I will piss off a lot of hardworking doctors because they deserve to get paid more.
You know what that reminds me of? Have you seen that South Park episode? It's years old now, but it's all like the original YouTube stars. Like Chocolate Rain, for instance.
Yes.
That are like going to like the YouTube office looking to get paid. It's like, but I'm famous. Where's my money? You'll get famous, but you'll still be poor, man.
I think wherever I've heard like YouTubers will go in there and be like, I'll buy you with clout. That's the new currency, clout. That's recognition. Your store will be recognized by me.
Well, that's all we have is a little bit of recognition on this channel. Because
but
other than all your donations, we're not making a whole lot of money.
Hey, but do you know what Dash needs? He needs to participate in next year's season of Alone. Like
what?
Alone in the Woods?
No, the series Alone, where he has to survive for what is it? As long as he can in the wilds with a couple of tools and everything.
He'll be fine.
Just get like cut him out of no internet, nothing. Just let him unplug, be alone for himself.
Bro,
I think I'd lose my mind.
But yeah, I would like it. I'd love it.
That's community.
As good as that sounds, I feel like I'd lose my mind because I'd be like, I'm like too many things are going on. I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on? Is it okay?
Dude, I would love to do stuff like that. You know, survival building a shed and everything.
And it's like the crazy thing about it is like before, like at my like younger ages, like I didn't give a fuck. Where it's like now I'm just like sitting here like, okay, is this going good? Is this making sense? And it's like, when have I become so goddamn anxious over stuff? It's the responsibility.
That's what it is.
You're grown now.
That's why there's like grown ass men that achieve nothing their whole life just because they don't want any responsibility. Like some of them, like they'll even have a kid and be like, "Nah, I'm good. I won't deal with that."
Can I just like I'll just sit there and be like, damn, can I just be stupid and like go back into a time where I was just like a dumb 18-year-old?
You could. Yeah, you can.
Good lord. This is like the start of that movie where like you essentially like switch places with like a younger version of yourself and you're just kind of like, oh my god, 18 and no responsibilities. Let's get some bitches. Yeah.
I feel like that's a movie with Ashton Kutcher.
It's like 18 again or something like that. I don't know what it is, but good lord.
Trying to remind me of Hot Tub Time Machine.
I'm like
it was actually not a horrible movie. It wasn't the worst.
No, not at all.
Invest in Bitcoin in 2008.
Oh yeah. I mean, we can stay here forever and talk.
I wish, brother.
Yeah, like those movies where like they dig out old what do you call it? Bonds or not? What do you call it? Stocks, like the old stock papers.
Oh,
like
yeah.
100 years
Yeah,
ago. They
bonds.
bought like Colgate, yeah, the bonds, yeah, like the old Colgate bonds when they were a small little company, and now they're like Procter and Gamble kind of thing, you know, and they're worth billions of dollars. Yeah, I mean,
Dude,
if life is a
Apple
movie,
stocks. Dude, travel back 10 years, buy the Apple stock. Brother.
yeah, but
Buy
then I would own-
Tesla, buy Apple, buy it all. Buy it all.
I would buy all of Apple and then turn them into a not douchebag company that actually cares about their customers.
Not make the same product over and over again and hype them up for nothing.
And then compare it to the phone from 3 years ago. So this new
Yeah.
phone seems like it's actually good, but it's not. It's the
Hey,
same
but
as last
Apple,
year.
but Apple got finally widgets with the last iPhone.
Mhm.
Who gives a fuck? Widgets. I mean, like, congratulations. It's 2024. You're only 20 years too fucking late. But go make fun of Android some more, you know? Where were you in 2004, you idiots? Like, welcome to now.
Dude,
Dead.
honestly, sometimes I always have like it always crosses my mind, like, should the next one be a Pixel again? Should I go switch to Samsung? I'm not married to my iPhone. Like I don't give a shit like what my
Car.
phone company is. And you know,
Yeah.
sometimes I think should I just buy it, because they are great phones, man. Especially the Pixel. Dude, I love the Pixels, man.
Dash will make a face on a soccer ball and call him Allegri like Castaway. Oh, that is classic. You know, and you know, and the funny thing about it is like, you know, and I don't know if this is like with other people too, but like, if you know you're burnt out when the sport that you play as a release gets annoying for you.
Yeah, because you just don't have any free time. That's what it is. So you just need some you time to shut the fuck down, and you're just like, now I have to do this, and it becomes a chore. It sucks, man. Just suck more at life and get demoted or something.
Work less hours, do more hobbies.
Go back to college, do your master's degree.
You can try drugs and alcohol. That also helps.
Drug. It's chat. Run the poll.
I mean, it's very ineffective here in Florida. A lot of psychopaths.
Yeah, because they're all bath salts out there, man.
More than
I mean, Dash is a professional. He can afford the real stuff.
I know. I actually use crisp $100 bills to separate it all.
Oh man! Again, like the movies. If anybody actually ever does that. All right. Well, let's put
the dive doesn't
condone drugs or alcohol or any use of unrecreational items or products.
No, we just literally told you how to suck at life by using those things. Like,
yes,
exactly.
I don't think that was an advertisement for you.
No, it wasn't. No.
Oh, man, you might have to spell it out for some people out there. All right, well, let's put Dave to bed. Let's also put Dash to bed.
I can't. I got more work to do.
Okay, well, fuck you. I gotta finish icing a cake. I gotta finish a cake. God damn it! I don't know what Jeff needs to do. Maybe sober up.
I have 2 more free days, so I have to enjoy them before I go back into my horrible and disgusting job at a football club.
So horrible. Well, I guess you're on standby as well for any transfer excitements.
Yep, I am ready. It's the next 2 days I'm like almost completely free, but after that, like I'm only available at evenings again, like from 2nd of January.
There you go. Book your time with Dave now, so you can sneak an appointment in.
Get him a sneaky link.
All right, guys. I think it's about time.
It definitely
Why would I be sitting on the cake? Come on, have some couth, damn it, JC.
He is the cake.
Yeah, if you want to be my cake, I mean, there's certain. Yeah, just I'm not sitting on this cake. No, this one's from my mother. Damn it, making it from my family. That's gross.
Boy, so many cakes. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to this week's post Fiorentina / call-in show / burnout show. And if you want to join Misery, because Misery always likes company, make sure you like and subscribe, and we can vent and talk about how we should suck more at life. And on that note, we'll catch you on the next one. Too dark?
She good.